Hello everyone. Wanted to continue my legend series today, and I wanted to give Clive Lloyd. But before that, very sad news about Beckenbauer. Rest in peace to him, one of the greatest footballers of all time. I mean, he won the World Cup as a captain and also as a coach in 1990, Italia 1990, which was my first World Cup that I saw. So. Uh, Thank you to him for all the memories and rest in peace. Anyway, today is also my father's sixth death anniversary, so it's quite a difficult time. But anyway, I wanted to continue on my legend series. Today, I am putting someone special, Clive Lloyd, regarded as one of the greatest captains of all time, if not the greatest captain of all time. He is from West Indies, obviously. His full name was Clive Hubert Lloyd. He was born 31st August 1944, and he is from Georgetown, Guyana. And one of his best childhood memories, he says, was watching Garfield Sobers score two centuries against Pakistan while he was sitting on a tree outside the ground. So Gary Sobers was one of his childhood heroes, and he did play with Sir Garfield Sobers as well. And Clive Lloyd played 110 test matches and he scored 7,515 runs at an average of 46.67. And he also scored 19 hundreds, and his highest score was 242 not out against India in India at Wankhede Stadium, Bombay. I'll come to that series later. He also played 87 one-day internationals and scored 1,977 runs. He scored 100, and that was a very famous 100 that came in that 1975 World Cup finals against Australia when West Indies were really in big trouble at 50 for 3. He came and he scored a 100. He put on a big partnership with Alvin Kalicharan, and that really took the game away from Australia in the 1975 World Cup finals. In first class cricket, he obviously played for Guyana, being his hometown, and he also played a lot for Lancashire. And he has scored more than 31,000 runs in first class cricket, and he also scored 79 hundreds in first class cricket. He was also a very good medium pace bowler. He took more than 100 wickets in first class cricket as well. But his biggest contribution was his nickname was also Super Cat, by the way. His biggest contribution was also captaining the West Indies team. He captained them 74 times out of his 110 test matches, and that's a record. And it was a big thing because, I mean, remember, West Indies, they came from all different islands. So it was not just one country, like, there were many different islands coming together, and all big, great players in that time, Evan Richards, Malcolm Marshall, Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, just to name a few, Desmond Haynes, Gordon Greenidge. I mean, so many great people. Alvin Kalicharan, who was a senior player, Rohan Kanhai. So many massive players playing in the team with from different islands, different cultures. It was not an easy thing to get them together to play under the label of West Indies as one country. So a lot of credit should be given to Clive Lloyd for that. I mean, they were all extremely talented players. So on one side, you can argue, I mean, it was easy to captain a team with so much talent. In that way, it's probably a right thing. But I mean, it's also a very difficult thing to captain a team that has a lot of talented players, because of a lot with more talent there is a lot of ego and a lot of strong characters that come. So you have to be a very strong person to lead them and to lead them in the right direction, and Clive Lloyd really did that. So well done to him. He is regarded like a yardstick of a captaincy. Amazing record in one day internationals and test matches. I mean, in that golden era, 1974 to 1985, he made West Indies the greatest one day international team and test cricket team in the 20th century, no doubt about that. And he obviously won the World Cup for West Indies in 1975 and 1979. And there was a time in his captaincy when West Indies went 27 tests without defeat, and they won a record in 1984. They won a record 11 test matches in a row. That was a world record until Steve O's Australian team broke in 99, 2000, around that time. So a lot of records. And Clive Lloyd is also the captain who started that great run for West Indies from 1980 to 1995. West Indies went 29 Test series without a defeat. I mean, that is crazy. I'm repeating, 1980 to 1995, West Indies went 29 Test matches without a defeat, and it's Mark Taylor's Australia who beat them in West Indies. I remember, so that was like a great record that Clive Lloyd started that for West Indies. And I was talking about that 1974-75 series in India when West Indies toured India. He scored 242 not out in that final match at Wankhede, Mumbai, and West Indies won a really hard-fought series 3-2 against India. So a tough series. So they winning 3-2 that final match. Him scoring 242 not out, and West Indies winning a big margin against India in the fifth one day to win the series 3-2. And in the Bangalore test, he also scored 163 in the second innings at Bangalore, where West Indies again won. So showing that when every time West Indies won in those matches, he had a big part to play. So definitely shows how good he was against the spinners in India. So, and he was a very tall. He was like 6'4". He was a very tall batsman, and he always wore those glasses, as people will remember. And he was a very powerful player, and he used a heavy bat as well. He didn't you have a lot of footwork, but he was all timing, and I mean his hand-eye coordination was excellent. I've seen a lot of clippings. He really hit the ball very hard. Obviously, with a long person, very tall and long hands, he had that leverage, and he really clubbed bowlers around. When he was playing for Lancashire, it was a world record at that point against Glamorgan. He scored a double hundred, the fastest double hundred in 2 hours. Exactly 2 hours, he scored a double hundred. So that is excellent batting from Clive Lloyd. He was and even after retirement from cricket, he was very popular as a commentator, as a coach, and as a match referee as well. And he was knighted later on, so he became Sir Clive Lloyd. And his son is also a very good sportsman. His son, Jason Lloyd, he plays. He's actually the goalkeeper of the Guyana national football team. So Clive Lloyd is also a relative of Lance Gibbs, the famous off spinner from West Indies. So that is my video about Clive Lloyd, and I hope I haven't missed out on anything. I did mention about the 27 test matches without any defeat, and 11 test matches in a row they won. They won, which was a world record until Steve-O broke it, and also the 29 test matches that 29 test series that they went without defeat from 1980 to 1995. And Clive Lloyd, he that 75 and 79 World Cup. I mean, his captaincy was really up to the fore. I mean, like I said in before, I mean, a lot of great players in that West Indian team. Just saying again, it's really a difficult job to captain a team with a lot of so talented players because you get a lot of strong characters. So you have to be a very strong person. And Clive Lloyd was definitely a very, very, very strong person, very strong character. He was always like that as a player, as a captain, and even when he was a coach, match referee, he's always been a very strong character, Clive Lloyd, someone who really gave an identity to West Indian cricket. And something has to be noted, people probably won't know. I mean, West Indies did lose a test series to Australia 5-1 when Dennis Lillee and Thompson were at their peak. And it's after that, I mean, Clive Lloyd understood the need for fast bowlers, and he really started that. Like I said about Mansoor Ali Khan Patoudi starting the spin attack for India, Clive Lloyd was really behind that for prolonged pace attack for West Indies. So Clive Lloyd wanted West Indies to become an unbeatable team, and that thrashing that they got from Australia after that, Clive Lloyd turned that team around. So a lot of credit should go to Clive Lloyd for making West Indies the invincibles in the 1970s and 80s. They were untouchable. So Clive Lloyd was at the top of that rank. So well done to Clive Lloyd for an amazing career, for everything he has done for West Indies cricket, and he will always be remembered as probably the greatest captain of all time. So that is my video on Clive Lloyd the first captain to win two World Cups in a row, 75 and 79, and scoring a very important 100 in that 75 World Cup finals as well. So everyone, thank you so much. Take care and God bless you.